How's it going today, everybody? This is Kaiju Addict. Today is a very important day for a lot of Godzilla fans. Not all, but a lot. Especially for me. Today is the 5th anniversary of Shin Godzilla, the first Japanese Godzilla film released since 2004's Final Wars film. Pretty big. Shin Godzilla, pretty big mark on the franchise, I would say. Today, after like my 7th or 8th try at this video, we're only going to be talking about what Shin means to me and how important Shin Godzilla personally is for me and how much Shin Godzilla actually saved Godzilla collecting almost for me. Like I would have always been a Godzilla collector, but my YouTube channel probably wouldn't be mainly kaiju tokusatsu focused. I mean mainly Godzilla. And I probably wouldn't be selling off my SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures, which is a whole nother video. That's gonna be a fun video, I'm sure. Shin didn't cause that, but Shin Godzilla placed that. The idea of Godzilla really is my favorite thing. Godzilla's there's two memories that comes to mind because they seem to be always constantly forgetting. The older you get, a lot of people forget things that you're younger, So I really don't remember much when I'm younger, which says a lot of things, I think. Oops. But there's the two earliest memories I have. One, almost dropped this one. One is the first CD I ever heard. The first music I ever remember hearing is Disturbs the Sickness. Started my metal kick as well. I mean, obviously, I'm wearing the Full of Hell Holy Mounting printing Shin Godzilla, which is pretty much just a death metal font with a death metal cover artwork of Shin. Awesome. Heavy. I love it. I've got Slipknot tattooed on my arm. The only tattoo I got. Until my next Godzilla one, which will be here. And here. The whole arm, pretty much. But, so there's that. And then that's why I love my music so much, but I don't talk about it too much here. Just not yet. Focus on what I got. And then the other thing is the first time I ever saw Godzilla, which would be sitting down. My mom's friend a long time ago had a house at the lake. They had a barbecue cookout. I'm a socially awkward kid, maybe 4, maybe 5. And I go inside the house because I'm done playing with people because I don't really know people. I sit down, turn on the TV. He's got this big TV, and flipping through the channels, and I see 2 dinosaurs fighting on Sci-Fi. And that's when I asked my mom, "What is this?" She's like, "Oh, that's Godzilla." Boom. Set in stone from there in. Now, of course, just like as me as an adult, I like to be a little bit of an ass. So I'm like, no, those are dinosaurs fighting. It's like, no, that's Godzilla. No, and then that goes on for a little bit. It's like Godzilla. Like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay. I was a kid, and I'm still kind of an ass. So, and that's what started it, right there, because then the next thing I would see is 98. And then I would go to the library, and they would have still 2 of my very favorite Godzilla movies. Not my favorites, but 2 of my favorites. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, 74, and Godzilla vs. Gigan. And that's what started this all. So we're going to fast forward to 20... It was 15 when I believe the very first one Toho was like, hey, we're working on something here. The Footprint poster, I think, came out somewhere in 2015. I can't remember if it was mid-time somewhere. Boy, was I excited. I can't tell you guys. I had been... it was exciting, I think, for all Godzilla fans, whether it turned out you like the movie or not, you like the design or not, or this or that, that. It was a big deal. that poster. And I remember the excitement. I remember the whole community that I knew at that point was excited. And then it just kept moving along, and then we get the short promotional trailer, which I believe came after, which is the people running. I believe that was after the fact. I could be wrong. And it was just like, oh my god, this is actually happening. And then we go a few more months, and then we get that beautiful, beautiful silhouette shot. This, I'll take off the disc, it might help a little bit. It doesn't really. That shot, man. That poster. The design is horrifying. It is grotesque. It is scary. It is everything I wanted Godzilla to be. It is what I wanted 2014 to kind of be like, personally. You know, seeing as it was supposed to be more of a, a build-up movie. I feel like initial thoughts on the legendary design, which I love, don't get me wrong, I love that design, and I love it even more now that we got out of the whole, the build-up to it. But it's kind of what I wanted out of 14 a little bit. I was fine with 2014. I was fine with that design. I was fine with the movie. I loved the movie. But this design here, everything I wanted, and more, as we would slowly start to see with that trailer, with them showing Godzilla, the classic roar, some of the classic just hints of the themes and the new soundtrack. Boy. Well, fast forward to when the movie comes out. Or I believe this was in between the actual first day it launched and then the Japan release. When we started seeing the screenshots of what was going on in the movie. And then we find out, oh my god, Godzilla has back beams. I remember the whole community, there was an uproar, people were pissed. Some people were like, yeah, I was one of the ones. Yeah, let's go. Back beam, what is that? So cool, And then it was when the tail beam came out, when I was that's when I started to back up a little bit. I was like, what? Okay. Maybe that's a little too far. Maybe it's not. I was very indifferent. I was very much, let's see it when it comes out. That's how I always am. I keep getting better at it and less biased as time goes on. I don't go in expecting much. And when I see something in the trailer that's maybe like, I don't really know about that, I wait until I see the movie. To see it in full contrast with everything going on. And that's really what's important with Shin. And the first time I saw the movie was actually 2014 or 2017. 2017. I wouldn't see it for a full year. I would eventually buy the vinyl, but I would go without seeing the movie until a few months after it was released. Because I saw it at a Walmart, thankfully. I love this disc. Sorry, I just started staring at it because it didn't happen at a really important time. This was the first thing I bought when I moved from my hometown. No job, barely any money, and this is what I bought, pretty much. This was one of my only extra things, was this. And I would use this movie a lot to escape a lot of the negative things in my life. Even up till now. There isn't as much now, but, we all have bad days. And I'm not afraid to be semi-vocal about them. I can talk about having bad days. Not because my days are worse than anybody's, but because we all go through them. And I feel like it's better for me to say, yeah, I do have bad days. because hopefully that helps someone else out there having a bad day so they don't feel so alone. And I'm always here if anyone ever needs to talk. I'm on Instagram. You can message me there. If you guys figure out who I am on the Collect All Monsters groups on Facebook, if you ever need to talk, shoot me a PM. Always willing to talk, help people out. I can't guarantee I'll message back right away, especially being on overnights, but I'm here. But Shin Godzilla, holds a very special place in my heart because of that. I watched this movie so many times. I think when I bought this and after I set up my TV, it was the first thing I did. I set up my 360, I set up my TV, sat down. I am almost sure I watched this 3 or 4 times in a row that night. Because I watched it English dubbed first, and then I think I watched it subbed, and then I watched it dubbed again, and then I think I used it as my bedtime thing, because I always have something playing when I go to bed. So Shin Godzilla is one of the ones I actually use a lot, because of that. I watched it a bunch of times, super hyped. Shut up, Xbox. And then, yeah. So, Shin Godzilla is just an amazing film for me, personally. I know there's actually a ton of people that don't like it for multiple reasons. Some people don't like the forms, some people don't like it's exposition heavy, which is true. There's a lot of talking in it, and I thought I would hate that. I thought I would hate that it was just a solo Godzilla film and there was no other kaiju in it and he wasn't fighting anyone. And for me, that's actually why I love it. As a kid, I loved all the Versus films. I loved the Heisei films that I saw. I loved the Showa films that I saw. I didn't have a problem with 54 or 84. I love those films too, but as a kid, I'm a typical kid. I want action. I want kaiju punching and socking each other and flying through the air, or tail gliding at a robot holding a giant beetle with drill arms, And yet, something just hit me so right with Shin Godzilla, and it reawoken quietly, and it has been, admittingly, it's been building up since I saw it. It is one of the first films that made me really, 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 really fall in love with the design in a way, or with Godzilla, that wouldn't be like just a hype thing. And it would set the placement stones to be at where I am now, in front of this camera, talking about Godzilla instead of Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball too. I love Super. I can go on for days how much I love most of the Tournament of Power arc and Ultra Instinct and all that. But it's all thanks to Shin. There's a reason why this guy was the figure I wanted the most. And why I'm so happy to own it. And I need to take more pictures of him today before I go to work. Shin Godzilla is just really special. And I don't know. It helped a lot. It helped push me to go back to G-Fest in 2019. I bought a lot of Shin Godzilla things there. I mean, these 3 vinyls, the second form, third form, and the Climax version, all were from G-Fest. Like, the third day was literally just me buying Shin stuff. It's why this was true at the beginning of the year. Now it's not. It was why it was the Godzilla movie I had the most shirts for. Now it's not, because Godzilla vs. Kong just keeps putting out shirts that look really good, so I keep buying them. Oops. But if we get another Japanese film soon, and if I'm being completely honest, not based in too many factual things, I do think there's going to be a newer Japanese film, like, actual live action Godzilla movie soon. Honestly, I do. And that's all because of Singular Point. But I do think we'll get something soon. Something. And maybe it won't be a film. Maybe it'll just be a short. Kind of like what we got for Gamera a few years ago. and never got a movie for. Where's the camera, love? But I do think something's on the horizon. You know, Toho, a few years ago, before King of the Monsters came out, before King of the Monsters got pushed back to year, or 2 years, if I remember correctly, Toho said after Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, they're going to work on the next Godzilla film, which at the time was assumed to be a sequel to Shin, and then shortly after that, they said they weren't going to continue it. The Shin is Shin, and that's it. Which is fine. I'm fine with that. So, yeah, I think there's something on the horizon. And that's nice to know, because it's been 5 years since Shin came out, and I want more. Honestly, I want more Shin, but that's not going to happen. And I'm okay with that, because this movie, for me, is just about perfect. If I want an action-oriented Godzilla movie with Godzilla versus things, I'm going to go watch Godzilla vs. Kong, or Godzilla King of the Monsters, or I'm going to go watch Destroy All Monsters, or I'm going to go, watch Mechagodzilla. All of them. All the Mechagodzilla films. But if I want a movie that really does feel like Godzilla to me, this is it. So, yeah, I think that's about it. I could ramble on for hours, but I don't want to hold you all up here too long. It's towards the end of the night, start of the day for me, but most people aren't on the overnight schedule. And again, we're all kind of nocturnal, aren't we, a little bit? So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it this long, thank you for listening to me ramble and jumble and all that stuff about Shin. I love Shin Godzilla. I'm so glad it's 5 years old. I'm so glad I sat down and I bought it 4 years ago. And I'm so glad I continue to watch it, honestly. This is probably my favorite Godzilla film. I don't know. I had to think about that. I really love 74. I also really love Destroy All Monsters. So we'll talk about that in the way future. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Thank you. Most people probably won't see the end of this video. But in case you do, thank you for sitting down and using 20 minutes of your time and joining me for Shin Godzilla's 5th birthday. I appreciate it a lot, guys. We are at 69 subscribers. Just about at 70, so we're about to destroy what I wanted to do by September. Anytime in September, I want 75. We're already 6 away. And it's not even August yet. I made that goal, a 2.5 month goal, 3 weeks ago, and we already almost beat it. So thank you guys. Thank you. The Megalon video almost has 20 views, but it does not have any likes. So I'll find another goal to make that's probably a little bit easier. Maybe that was reaching a little bit too much too early. So that means you guys didn't like the video. But please leave a comment. Tell me why. If you didn't, I would like to grow. This is for me. I'm making this channel and this content for me. For my pleasure. But I would really like it too, if I can continue growing, making content that you guys enjoy too. Because if we all enjoy it, that is a positive world. So let's continue moving towards that goal of 100 subscribers at the end of the year. Thank you guys so much. This is Kajimatic, again, your host, saying happy 5th anniversary, Shin. Thank you for being in my life, being an awesome movie. Kerchow.